So let's start the session on the feasibility report and licensing and clearances. So this is the module number 2 from the project engineering and entrepreneurship management. So first we will look about the contents in this module and then one by one we will discuss on it. Fine. So this is the beautiful thought. If you don't have a time for a small things, you won't have time for the big things. So it's a great thought by the one of the businessmen from the UK. Okay. So the contents from this module are the feasibility report, raw material, market survey and demand, technical study, location survey, financial survey, types of cost estimate, estimation of the project probability, industrial license and LOI, letter of intent. Okay, so these are the content on the feasibility report. The another part it is the clearances. So the one part it is a feasibility report from this module number 2, and the second is various laws and regulations governing industries, the need for the clearances and the influences on the project, and the list of the clearances. So these are the main topics from module number 2. Okay. So first we will discuss on the project feasibility. Now what is project feasibility and why we are doing this feasibility? Okay, this is very important. Why we are conducting the feasibility, we are generating the project report or we are work on the feasibility report. The main things, the objective behind it is as a study is to ensure the project is legally and technically feasible and economically sustainable, and it tells us the whether the project is worth the investment. So first thing is what? Legal and technical feasibility. First, it is very important for any project. When we are started the project, that time we have to look out what is the legal things about the project. So there are the n number of projects which have a good demand in the market, but unfortunately that are illegal. And when we call a illegal project, we are not working on it. Okay, we always work on the legal project. After that one, the major things is the technical feasibility. Now does that technical support is available or not in that particular place? It's very important. So technical feasibility we have to work. So there are the number of innovations are in our world, and how the new things are it is available. But when you are at a laboratory scale or at a small scale, it can be easily feasible that it can be make that product. But when we are commercializing the product or when you have to make it in a large scale, then it is not possible for you, because the technology which is available the in that era, it not be that technology is not available. Okay, and because of that what happened, it is not possible to do or execute that project, though it is a very good project. And the last one, it is definitely the economical one. We have to look out the economical point of view, because all the businesses, all the projects which are carried out is for the benefit one. So does we get a benefit from that project? I'm not talking about only the process industry. It may have some programs, the government programs, some private programs. It may have the what we call the various projects, industrial projects. Okay, so here it is very important to look out the part of it, the economical feasibility. So we are talking about the technical feasibility, we are talking about the economical feasibility, and that project feasibility study or that project report, it will give the general details on the feasibility. So we totally or the minute things we have to study and make a one report, and from that one we can easily conclude whether that project to be carried out or it is to be a future project or not. Should we work on that one or not? Okay. So first thing, what is the feasibility study? So that the first one, this is the objective, and now we are talking about the feasibility study. What is the feasibility study? So feasibility study involving the taking the judgment call on whether the project is doable, it is whether it is achievable or not, on the basis of technical things, on the basis of the legal things, on the basis of the economical things. Not only that, but on the basis of the environmentals and each and every factors that we are considering. And on that basis, we say that whether it is achievable or not. Many times it has happened because some problems may have happened in the future. So first, it is very important for us to study each and everything from the project. The second, why we are studying this feasibility report is that is used to determine the viability of the idea. So whatever be the idea which is comes in your mind, whatever be the idea comes in the meeting in the organization, we have to look out the viability of it. Okay, so this is very important. The two things, that is because of that one we have we take the feasibility study. The next question that is asked, why the organization conduct the feasibility studies? Objective is clear. What is to be studied, that is the clear. Now why there is a need of that organization to conduct the feasibility studies? And the reason behind is that not every project is doable. It is not possible that each and every project on which we are working are achievable. In many times we will fail in that project just because of the idea is very good, but unfortunately when we are executing the plan, or when we started the execution part, that time we get fail. Okay. Second thing is not every project should be taken up. So all, it is not possible that all the projects which is the idea comes in our mind and we are implementing that idea into the actual work. So for that one, it is very important to have some conclusion part. So at least we have to comparing whether that project is achievable financially, is it okay for it. Okay. So on that basis, we have to. It is very important that we have to do a feasibility study before we are work on the project. The another thing is not every project makes a effective use of the resources of an organization. This is also the important part when we are working in the organization. That time we have to take the 100% efficiency, take the 100% efficiency from the our employee. Okay. So there are the many times the project on which we are working, it is not proper utilization of the resources. This is very important because you are the as an employer, we are giving a salary to them, we are giving the wages to them, the workers. So we need to use the effective use of that resources. Otherwise what happen, it is a waste. Just take the example in if you are a owner of a company and there are the 10 employee in your organization, and you are giving some the stupid project for them and for a 1 month. So what happened? A 1 month, the 10 peoples are working on that stupid project, which is not a feasible one. And after a 1 month, you realize that that project is not achievable. Ultimately what we do, we are wasting the resources, not only the human resources but also the other resources too from our organization. So here it is very important that utilization of the resources is very important part. So for this can be, we can just we can aware if we have the feasibility study. If we do this feasibility study for 2 days, 3 days, or the 1 week, then we can save that the 4 weeks which we spend on that stupid idea. Okay. So this is very important that always we need to learn it. So because of that one, it is very important for us to do a feasibility study before the execution of the plan. Now, the point is, what are the contents to study in the feasibility studies? Now, as we say that the objective is clear, that we need to look out the technical and the economical feasibility. Why we are learning, doing the study, that is the answer is with us. What to study? The answer with us. Now, what are the contents in the feasibility study? So we have to take some the main contents from this feasibility study, and that are the description of the project or a service. When we talk about the project, now don't make one image that project is means a process industry or the plant that we have to establish. A project may be the product formation, a project may be the services, or project that we may be the it is used for the society too. Okay, so we say that broadly that the project means it may be the product manufacturing or it may be we are giving the service. So nowadays there are the many apps comes in the market and they give the service to you. The product they are launches, it is a software or the app, and that app give the service to you. Just like the example is the cab. Either it may be the Ola or it may be the Uber. All these are giving the service. They don't have a product. They are not making any product. They are just giving a service to you. Any financial institute, they are giving a service. They are not giving you the product. Actual product is not there, but they provide a service. Okay. And the product is what? Actually the manufacturing a physical product which we want to manufacture. So that is the difference between the project and the services one. So here in the feasibility report, we are studied about the description of the product or the service. Means properly we have to define what exactly the product we are manufacturing, we will manufacture, or what exactly the service that we would like to give. Second point that we are discussing in the feasibility studies, or that point is to be added into the feasibility study, it is accounting statement. Now, this is accounting statement is very important. Many times, technical persons are not that much strong in the accounting one. Financially, we are very weak. We are very strong in a technical one. We know very well about the mass transfer. We know very well about the CRE. We know very well about the heat transfer and all the technical things. But we are a weak as an engineer. We are weak in the management and especially in the accounting one. Now here in the feasibility report, we give each and every detail about a finance. Means what will be the cost of the industry broadly. Then we go in a deep. What are the various unit operations? What are the equipments? What are the instruments? Which is the land? What are the cost of the land? All these things we are calculated. Not only that one, we are calculating how much is the what is the cost of the contracting, how much is the resources that I need, and what will be the wages and all. So in a future planning, always we are taking that accounting in future for 3 years or 4 years, whatever be the life cycle of that particular project. So if the life cycle of the project is 1 year, and up to the 1 year with the inflation, we are calculating the things. We are not only calculating the what is the cost of the equipment, but we are calculate if that machinery we will get after a 1 year, then what will be the cost of it. So on the basis of the inflation, we are calculating that part. Okay. So this is the accounting statement. Each and everything we have to counting. Details of the operations and the management. This is very important. So here again we are include what are the various operations that are carried out during the project, how I can manage the things when there is the execution of it. Okay, so this is to be included in the feasibility studies. Marketing research and the policies. Again, this is a very important point. Marketing research and the policies. Because if you want to launch a service or the product, you always take a market survey. In the feasibility report, we are taking a market report. We take a survey, and from that one we try to find out does that product or does that services have a demand in the market or not. If there is a demand, then there is no problem. If there is no demand, then is it a feasible for me to start that business? Or maybe after a 2 3 years there may be the chances of a demand of that product. If we have that much vision and if we have that much future planning, then we can launch that project. Otherwise we will not launching it. Okay. And market survey is very important. Not only we are taking the survey of the each and every customer, but also we are taking which are the competitors are available in the market. can we make a competition in it? Just like if I want to say the telecommunication is a good sector and I want to work in it. Yes, you can have the opportunity in the market. You can, there is a demand of that product in a market, but who is the competitor? If you are competing with the Jio and Airtel, then it's very difficult for a small a small business person to compete with that person or compete with that the industry. Now that is also the very important. Though there is a market is good, demand is good, but again, who is the competitor? Is it possible for our organization that we can compete with them? Okay, so market research is very important. And the policies, what the policies that we have to make, especially when you are giving us services. Just like if for the example that you might be how to start any hotel. Okay, and if you want to start a hotel is what it is a service one. Now, what are the policies in it? What are the policies that you can carry out while giving the services? Okay, so market and the service, the policies is very important. Even not these policies from our side, but the government policies is also the important part for us. Just like there are many states, there is a ban on the liquor and the gutka. Now, if there is a good demand of that product in a market, but unfortunately the policies of the government it says that this is the illegal business. It is not too good for the health of the people, so they are banned on that region. Now, when you want to start a business related to this product, then the government will not give you the permission for starting that business. Okay, so you have to look out the policies of it, not only the present policies but look out the future policies too, because when the one government comes, they have the different policies, the other one have the different policies. Now let's take a survey of it, and on that basis you have to take a decision, and obviously in the feasibility report we are including that part in the market research and in the policies of it. Financial data. Now the accounting statement and the financial data. If you talk about the accounting statement, each and everything that is given it. Financial data, it will give you what is the financial what we call that the financial strength of your organization. How much is the balance sheet? And on that basis, you can expand your business. You can expand your project. Now the financial data means the that sheet is very important. Financial sheet is very important, and from that one says that from the one business you will have a good number of benefit, and because of that one, what you are planning that you are planning to start a new business or the expansion of that business, and for that one we say that yes I can spend this much amount of on this project. So this data is also you have to increase in the feasibility report. Not only when you are going to the bank, they always ask the PPR or the project report. And in that project, the feasibility studies, it will be very easy for us to show to the bank, and they will or the financial institute who can give you a loan for starting the project. Okay. Then legal requirement and the tax obligations. Now, what is legal requirements? As I said earlier in the policies one, that legal requirement. What is the product that you want to manufacture? Does it have a legal permission to manufacturing it? Does it have a legal permission to sell it? There are the many state which have a ban for selling a product. Just like in a Maharashtra, there is a ban on the gutka. So you can manufacture the gutka, but you cannot sell the gutka. Okay. Same, there are the different states, they have their different policies. So legal requirements is very important. You have to check the legal requirements of related to that project. And tax obligation is what there are the many times the government have give the benefit or have give the concession over the tax. So can we take a benefit of it? Just like for the example that if you want to start a business in the Mumbai, if you want to start a plant in the Mumbai, then you have the much more tax that you have to give to the government. But Opposite to that, if you are want to started the business in Ratnagiri, then what happened? There is a, as it is a rural area, so they have a different tax slab, and you may have get some benefit from the tax. Now, when you are doing a project feasibility, that time you have to check it. So sometimes what happens, it is not necessary that all the times we have to capture or we have to start our business in Mumbai. And if we get a good benefit from the taxes from the government and we have the good policies, then we can start here and we will sell the product in other city too. Okay, so this is also we need to add into the feasibility studies. Broadly, we can classify there are the five types of the feasibilities. So we are classified in a five feasibility the studies and in the feasibility report. What is that? It is the technical feasibility, okay, economical feasibility, schedule feasibility, operational feasibility, and the legal feasibility. Okay, how many? The technical, economic, schedule, operational, and the legal. One by one, we will see in details about it. What the technical feasibility reports include, what the economical feasibility is include, what is mean by operational feasibility, what exactly mean by schedule, and the legal one. That's just I would like to say that here the technical feasibility is what technical support for that service. What is the technical support? It may be the product, it or it may be the service. What the technical supports is available in the market? What will be the cost of the technology? Can I have offered that cost, technical cost, so that I can bring that in our country or in that place? Many times we need to charge for a technology. There is R&D from the research and development. One of the industry they get the patent or they have legal rights for manufacturing that product. And if you want to take that technology, then you have to pay for them. One thing. Second thing, does the technology is available? Just like new innovation, you have a new idea for the production of that particular product, but the technology is not available, nor in the our country or in outside one. Okay, so here it is very important to learn about the technical feasibility. So we are divided the project feasibility report on the basis of a technical feasibility, economical feasibility. What is economical feasibility? Again, you have to check the financial status of our industry and the does that product or service when we are launching into the market, we will get a benefit from it. And how much is the benefit? Not only the benefit. Say you are investing the 1 crore and only you are getting the 1,000 rupees as the benefit. So that is not the economical one. You need to check it. And does that benefit it will be used for a long period? This is also the important. Otherwise, what happen? You may be the fail. Say the demand of that product is only up to the 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 years, and after that one it is collapse. Just like the demand of the PPE kit in the COVID-19, demand of the sanitizer, demand of the hand gloves. Okay, why? This is the demand just because there is some panic situation. In the pandemic, these particular things is need to that is the necessary or it is the essential one. But once that pandemic is over and now there is a normal life, in that case, whatever this product which we are making, there is no demand or it is little bit demand of it. So here we need to check that too. Okay, that we call it is a product life cycle. Okay, that is the one term, that is a product life cycle. Definitely, if the product is comes, then that time we will discuss what exactly mean by the product life cycle. Just like a project life cycle, there is a product life cycle. Another term is the schedule. This is a very important, the schedule feasibility. Now, what is meant by schedule feasibility? Here, if you see, we need to complete our project within a given time. This is very important. Otherwise, the market may be captured by the another competitor, or there is no demand of your product in a market. The one thing again I would like to give the one example related to the pandemic situation, that is the sanitizers. The demand of sanitizer in this particular 1 year, it may have the more. And if you want to start your business as a if you want to make a product sanitizer, the sanitizer is a product, then you need to start your unit within a 2-3 months when the pandemic situation comes, because in that time there is a more demand of that sanitizer, and we know that after that one, after 2-3 years, it may have there is no demand. And if you want to start your business within a 2-3 months, you can establish plant, it is okay. But if your schedule goes long and you started a business or you start your company after a 2 years, then what happened? You studied in a feasibility report that yes, there is a more demand of the sanitizer in this at this time, in the present time, and you want to start a business. Okay, you started your company, and for that one, you make a feasibility report and all, and now you are working on it. But the time schedule is 2 years. Now, what is the use of that one? Because once your company, your industry is established, that time there is no demand of that particular product in a market, and ultimately we will in a loss. So the scheduling, time schedule is important. Second question is that when you are planned for a 1 year and you work for the 2 years, then what happens? The continuously inflation takes place, and because of the inflation, what happens? The cost of the product, the cost of the project, it is continuously increased. So here it is very important for us to understood that point. Okay. Operational feasibility. Now, what is the operational feasibility? Operational feasibility means actually when you are working on the project, is it feasible to execute that project? This is again the important part. Just like I want to start a business, say to make a salt. Okay. Now this is my product that I have to make a salt. Now this company should be established nearer to the coastal area. It should not be away from the coastal area, because that time there is it's not possible to make that operation, because of the raw material is somewhere here in the one side and the factory is on the other side. Or sometimes it is very difficult project that we can start it in a particular region. Okay, so look the operational feasibility of that project too, and the last one and the most important, the legal feasibility. Now, when we talk about the legal feasibility, obviously all the businesses which are established or which are doing a business, they have some legal documents and legal things. So here we need to check the legal part of the project. As I said, there is a ban to sell the gutka in the Maharashtra. There is a ban to sell the liquor into the Gujarat. And this is one thing because it is illegal. But at the other side, you may have the permission. So you have to check the legal things related to that particular area. Also, whatever the product which you are manufacturing, is it given the permission for manufacturing of it? Or if the service that you want to give you, though there is a demand, but is it need to check it the legal things of it? Many times when particularly in the coal mines, so all the coal mines maybe there available in the forest area. Now we have to take the permission from the ministry so that I can collect the coal from it. Mines from the mines, I can collect the minerals. Okay, so here again we need to check the legality of it. Okay, you cannot start your business anywhere, you cannot establish your plant anywhere in India. Okay, for that one, check the legal feasibility of the project. Okay, all these points are related to the project one. Now, what are the types of the feasibility? So these are the five, what we call the five types of the feasibility, and one by one we will discuss about it. The first one, it is the technical feasibility. Now, what are the terms in the technical feasibility? Now, in details, we will look about it. What exactly it is. So, is the project possible with the current technology? What is the first question? Is the project possible with the current technology? Means the conventional method is it feasible for me to work on it? Because many times you may not get a good conversion of the when we use the conventional technology. We need to want a latest one. Just like in the mobile phones, okay, there is a continuous upgradation of the mobile phones. The phones which we had buy in 5 years ago may not be used in the present situation. Why? The apps may not be support. Just like if you had buy a phone of before 5 years or 7 years ago, and now you want to download and install the WhatsApp app. That WhatsApp app is not supported to that particular mobile. Why? Because we are using a conventional technology, and now there is a upgradation takes place, and that particular software or that particular app now it is not possible to install, or it is not give the support to that one, because a version of that software get changed and our version of the mobile it is very old. Same thing is happened with the technology. Though we are manufacturing the product A and we require the C and D as the raw material, and we are using certain technology to conversion of it A, but many times it is happen in a present situation that is not possible. You will not get the conversion, and once you not get the conversion, your price may be the high, but the person or the competitor which he had the new technology, and because of that one he may have the good conversion, and ultimately the product obviously the quality and the pricing will be a differ, and no one buy your product. Okay, so this is the one question that always you have to ask in the technical feasibility. It is the project is possible with the current technology? Okay, next point that we have to ask the question, and we need to include in it, it is what technical risk is there. Again, the one question always to ask, what technical risk? Now when I want to take a new technology, what will be the risk of it? I mean, just like when you are to manufacture a certain product may have certain the waste that is generated. Though the conversion is good, but the waste is very high. And again, that is not from the environment ministry or from the government. The permission is not to discharge that waste into the water or into the soil. Or you may have the technology which you are using may not be the safety, though there is a good conversion. So this is again we need to ask the questions properly and give the answer for it. Then the availability of the technology. Is it easily available? Let's look at the cost of it, whether it is a free available, it is no that much time required to take the technology to here. Okay, so look at the easy availability of the technology. So here when we talk about the easy availability, here is it available locally? The question. Second question need to ask, can it be obtained? Third is, will it be compatible? So when we discuss about the availability of the technology, we need to ask the question, is it available locally? Is it an indigenous technology and it can have the free of cost or a little bit cost that can be possible for us to pay? Can it be obtained? So many times the technology is available, but they are not giving to you, because the one person have the one company have their patent, and they only wanted to manufacture that one, or they want to sell that product. So they will not give you to that technology. Okay, many times in the defense industry, they are not giving the easily technology to you. So there should be the MOUs between the two countries, and on that basis, they will give the technology. Okay, will it be compatible? Again, the technology which we are using, is it compatible or not? That we need to answer the questions in the availability of the technology in the technical feasibility studies. Okay, the remaining part from this feasibility report that we will see in the next class. Thank you.